The mansion gates opened with a slow metallic sigh, like the house itself was tired of pretending to be perfect. Every morning, the staff rushed in, polished shoes, stiff uniforms, eyes trained on money, not people. And every evening, at exactly 4:58 p.m., a little boy stood at the glass front door, pressing his hands against it, staring outside as if the world owed him someone. His name was Michael. He was the only son of Robert Hayes, a ruthless billionaire who ran companies the way storms run through cities. Fast, sharp, leaving no room for mistakes. Michael was autistic. He didn't like sudden changes. He didn't like new smells. He didn't like loud voices. But he loved one thing. Waiting. Waiting for the same person, at the same door, at the same time. The guards laughed about it, the older maids whispered about it, the house manager Evelyn rolled her eyes and said, "Let him wait. Maybe he'll learn people don't come back." But on that chilly Wednesday, a new maid arrived. Her name was Sophia. She wasn't rich. She wasn't powerful. She just needed a job. But she had something no one in that house had, a heart that still felt things. She noticed him right away. That tiny boy in a blue sweater, barefoot even though the floor was cold, standing by the door and staring like the driveway could give him his whole world back. "Sweetie, who are you waiting for?" Sophia asked softly. Michael didn't look at her. He just whispered, like it was a secret promise. "She will come." Who? Why every day? Why did the staff mock him instead of helping him? And why did the billionaire, the boy's own father, pretend not to see his son's heartbreak? Sophia didn't know it yet, but the person that child was waiting for, the reason he stood at that door every single day, was something so pure, so painful, that when Sophia finally discovered it, she burst into tears right in the middle of the kitchen. And in that moment, the richest man in the house became the poorest one. The first rule Evelyn gave Sophia was simple: do your work. Don't get attached. And don't bother Mr. Hayes with house problems. That was how rich houses worked. Feelings were not part of the salary. But how could Sophia not get attached? The boy was always there. Every day at 4:58 p.m. 2 minutes before 5. Like his heart had an alarm. He would walk to the door, line up his toy cars in a straight road across the marble, and wait. Sometimes he rocked a little. Sometimes he flapped his fingers. Sometimes he whispered something under his breath. But he never missed it. "Does anyone pick him up?" Sophia asked the cook, John. John shrugged. "No one. Kids, you know. Special." He waits. No one comes. It's been months. Months. Sophia almost dropped the tray. Used to be worse. When Emma was here, he was better. Emma. John lowered his voice. Former maid. Poor girl. Like you. Michael loved her. But boss fired her. Scratched his car. A very expensive car. Sophia looked at the boy again. Rich man. Expensive car. Poor maid. Thrown out. And a child. Left waiting. She wiped her hands and walked to Michael. "Hey, honey," she said. "It's almost 5. Michael didn't move. He whispered. She said, "At 5. His eyes didn't blink much. They were fixed on the big iron gate at the end of the driveway. "Who said that?" Sophia asked gently. "Emma," he breathed. "Emma comes." Sophia felt her throat sting. So that was it. A poor maid had once told an autistic boy, "I will come at 5. And when she was fired, no one told the boy the promise was broken. No one explained. No one soothed him. No one thought his feelings mattered. Because he wasn't the billionaire. He was just the billionaire's autistic son. Sophia watched him, her eyes burning. What kind of house was this? Behind her, Evelyn's voice cut through the air. "Sophia. Dishes. Now. Leave the boy. He does this every day. Every day. Every day. Every day." Sophia walked away slowly, but now she knew, this wasn't a habit. This was heartbreak on repeat. And she was going to find out why Emma never came back. But when she started asking questions about Emma, the house suddenly didn't like her anymore. Sophia started small. At lunch, she asked the laundry maid. At tea, she asked the driver. At night, she asked the gardener. Every time she said the name Emma, the reaction was the same. A pause. A look over the shoulder. A whisper. Don't bring her up. Why? Sophia asked Michael's tutor, Evelyn, one afternoon. Evelyn closed the lesson book with a sharp snap. Because she crossed the line. What line? The car. Yes, the car. Evelyn's lips thinned. Mr. Hayes doesn't forgive damages. Especially from staff. But Michael loved her, Sophia said. He stands at that door every day. That boy gets attached too easily, Evelyn replied coldly. It's not healthy. Sophia almost laughed. It's not healthy. For him? Or for you? Evelyn's eyes flashed. Listen, girl. You're new. You're from wherever you're from. You're lucky to be in this house. This is not a charity, it's a business. People like Emma come and go. Mr. Hayes doesn't have time to run after Maid's feelings. But he has time to buy a new car, Sophia murmured. What was that? Nothing. That night, when everyone was asleep, Sophia checked the security screen in the staff room. She scrolled back hours, days, weeks. Every day, the same image. 4:58 p.m. Michael walks to the door. Presses his nose to the glass. Waits. Gate doesn't open. He stands there for 23 minutes. Then he walks away. Shoulders small. Hands twisting. Sophia covered her mouth. No one comforted him. No one said, she can't come. No one sat with him. They just let him grieve. Like he was a piece of furniture that would stop making noise someday. Why, baby? Sophia whispered to the screen. Why are you so sure she's coming? The next day, she sat on the floor with Michael while he colored. What color is this? She asked. Blue. And this? Green. And Emma. His hand stilled. He tapped the paper 3 times, 1, 2, 3, like he needed to organize his feelings first. Emma, door 5, he said slowly. Emma said, I come. She come. She promised. He nodded. What if she can't come? He looked at her then. Really looked. Eyes big, scared, wet. She come. He whispered, firmer now. She come. She come. She come. He repeated it like a spell. Sophia's heart cracked. This wasn't just about a maid. This was about trust. About routine. About the one person who made him feel safe, being taken away because she was poor and replaceable. Sophia stood up. If the rich in this house wouldn't tell the truth, she would. But to tell Michael the truth, she first had to find Emma. And Emma. Emma was no longer living the life the mansion wanted people to remember. It was John the cook who finally helped. He caught Sophia in the pantry and whispered, You really want to know about Emma? Yes. She didn't just scratch the car. He looked around. She argued with Mr. Hayes. About what? About the boy. Sophia froze. John nodded. She said Michael needed consistency. Said firing people around him was hurting him. Said money can't fix broken promises. Mr. Hayes didn't like that. House manager didn't like that. Next morning, security escorted her out. No goodbye. No closure for the boy. Sophia swallowed. Do you have her address? John sighed, then scribbled something on a napkin. This is where she was staying when she worked here. I don't know if she's still there. Be careful. Staff who care too much don't last. That evening, after her shift, Sophia walked out of the shiny mansion and into the real world, the world of buses, of cheap perfume, of children playing on dusty streets. She found Emma in a small rented room above a tailoring shop. Emma opened the door slowly. She was tired, thinner, but her eyes were the kind that softened when they heard, "Michael. Are you from the house?" she asked, already worried. "I'm Sophia," she said. "I work there now. Michael. He waits for you every day." Emma's hand flew to her mouth. "He still waits." Her voice cracked. I told them he would. I begged them to let me say goodbye. They didn't." Emma sank onto a plastic chair. Tears rolled down. That poor baby. That poor baby. He keeps his promises. He always kept 5 o'clock. "Why 5? Sophia asked, sitting across from her. Emma smiled through tears. "Because his mom died at 5 p.m. Sophia's eyes widened. Emma nodded. "He was younger. He didn't understand death. He only understood time. So I made a new 5 p.m. for him. Every day I'd say, 'At 5, I come back. At 5, good things come.' And he believed me. He stopped crying so much. He waited for me instead of waiting for someone who could never come back." Sophia's chest burned. "So when they fired you, they didn't let me explain." Emma shook her head. "I tried to come back the next day. Security said Mr. Hayes gave orders, anyone from staff fired, doesn't come near the boy." Sophia's fists clenched. "Because you were poor." "Because I told the truth," Emma whispered. "Rich people don't like to hear they're hurting their own children." Sophia looked at her. This wasn't a careless maid. This was the only person who had actually loved that child. "Emma," Sophia said, voice trembling. "He stands at that door. He says, 'Emma comes.' What do I tell him?" Emma wiped her cheeks. "Tell him I never broke the promise. I was blocked from keeping it." Sophia's own tears spilled. So that was it. A child with autism clinging to the only stable person in his life. A poor maid thrown out like trash. A rich father too proud to admit he'd made a mistake. Sophia knew what she had to do now. But going against a billionaire meant risking everything. The next day, Sophia didn't hide. She waited until Robert Hayes came home. He stepped into the hallway, tall, handsome, cold. The kind of man people feared because he never raised his voice. He didn't need to. "Mr. Hayes," Sophia said, standing straighter. He glanced at her. "You're the new maid." "Yes, sir. I need to talk to you about your son." "Talk to Evelyn. It's about why he waits at the door." He stopped. Behind him, Evelyn appeared, already annoyed. "Sophia, we've discussed this." "No," Sophia said, surprising even herself. "You shut him out. You all did. And he's just a little boy." Robert's jaw tightened. "Watch your tone." "I will. But please, watch your son." She picked up the tablet she had brought and hit play. On the screen, Michael. 4:58 p.m. standing. Waiting. Day after day after day. Robert watched, expression unreadable. "Do you know who he's waiting for?" Sophia asked, voice softening. "He's waiting for Emma." Evelyn scoffed. "That girl scratched." "That girl," Sophia cut in, "was the only stable adult in his life after his mother died." The air went still. Robert's eyes flickered. "Yes," Sophia said quietly. "He told me. Emma told me. She made 5 p.m. a good time. You took that away." "She broke property," Evelyn said quickly. "We have rules." Sophia turned to her. "And your rules broke a child." Robert's gaze sharpened. "How dare you? How dare you?" Sophia burst. "You're the richest man in this room. But your son is standing alone at a door every single day, waiting for a woman you banned. You didn't even let her say goodbye. Do you know what that does to an autistic child?" To promise safety and rip it away because you can buy another car. Silence. Even the walls seemed to listen. John peeked from the kitchen. The driver paused in the hallway. Staff who had been laughing earlier now stared at the floor. Robert inhaled slowly. You are a maid. You don't dictate how I run my home. I'm a maid, Sophia said, eyes wet. But I'm also human. And so is your son. For a moment, something cracked in Robert's face. He waits every day, sir, Sophia whispered. He thinks she broke the promise. He thinks she doesn't want him anymore. He thinks he wasn't worth coming back for. Robert's throat moved. He doesn't talk much, Sophia said, but he feels everything. And your money is teaching him that poor people are disposable. That love is disposable. She took a breath. Let her come back. Even for one day. Explain to him. Close the loop. Or you will be the reason your son stops trusting people. Evelyn opened her mouth. Sir, this is emotional manipulation. Robert held up a hand. He stared at the video again. His son. Alone. His son. Waiting for love. His son. Punished for someone else's poverty. Finally, he said, voice low. Bring her. Evelyn sputtered. Sir. Bring her. And at 4:58 p.m. that very day, the mansion didn't feel so cold anymore. The driveway was silent. Michael stood at the glass door, as always. Blue sweater. Bare feet. Eyes on the gate. Sophia stood a few steps back. John beside her. Even Evelyn was there, stiff and uncomfortable. And behind the gate, heart pounding, eyes red, Emma. The guard opened. Emma stepped through. Michael's fingers twitched. He leaned closer to the glass. Is that? He whispered. Sophia smiled through tears. Yes, sweetheart. Look. The door opened. Cold air rushed in. With it, the smell Michael knew. Soap. Cheap jasmine. Warm food. Safety. Hi, love, Emma whispered, voice breaking. I'm so sorry I'm late. Michael's whole body shook. He didn't scream. He didn't jump. He just walked, fast, then faster, and threw himself into her arms like he'd been holding that hug inside his chest for months. You came, he said. Clear. Firm. Words rolling out easier than they ever had. Emma sobbed. I told you. 5 o'clock. I keep my promises. Behind them, Robert stood. For once, the billionaire didn't look powerful. He looked small. Guilty. Human. I didn't know, he said quietly. Sophia turned to him. You didn't want to know. He nodded. Maybe I was angry, controlling. Maybe I forgot love is not a transaction. His eyes moved to Emma. I was wrong. About you. About him. About poor people. Emma held Michael tighter. Robert cleared his throat. You're rehired. With a raise. Emma shook her head, smiling sadly. I don't care about the money, sir. I care that he never thinks I abandoned him. Robert swallowed. He won't. Then, slowly, he walked to his son. Michael, he said. Michael clung to Emma but looked up. I'm sorry, Robert said. The words were heavy, unused. Daddy made a mistake. Michael studied him. Then, still holding Emma, he reached one small hand out to his father. Robert took it. Sophia wiped her eyes. In that rich, cold house, the poorest ones had taught the richest man what wealth really was. Showing up. Keeping promises. Making 5 p.m. a good time. Evelyn looked away, ashamed. John smiled. The staff fell silent, respectful. Sophia turned to the camera she had set up, because she wanted people to see, not the fancy house, not the cars, but this moment. A child who finally believed again. A maid who proved poor doesn't mean unreliable. A billionaire who finally learned to listen. And now, it's your turn. If you were Sophia, would you have stayed quiet to keep your job? Or would you have risked everything to make sure that child didn't spend one more day waiting at the door alone? Tell me in the comments, because sometimes the bravest people in the story are the ones no one expects.